من أجود أنواع السمسم عملناها وب8 أصناف قدمناها. الفهد أول حلاوة بالقرفة في مصر. الفهد أطعم من أطعم حلاوة. الفهد حلاوة طحينية بجد.
وفي التجارة الدولية وفي البنوك وفي التعامل ذات شهرة كبيرة قوي من الدول المتقدمة المشهورة، وهي تابعة للصين ولكن مستقلة، عاملين لها اجريمنت مخصوص علشان تتعاون بفلكسبيليتي وتستمر لمدة أظن 50 سنة حاجة كده. هو يشرح لنا كل التفاصيل دي. وإحنا الحقيقة لنا علاقات طيبة قوي بهونج كونج وتعاملات من قديم الزمن، وفي كثير من التجارة اللي بتتم عن طريق جنوب شرق آسيا أو الدول المختلفة اللي هناك بتتم عن وسطاء أو مكاتب أو شركات بيست إن هونج كونج. هو هيشرح كمان إن هونج كونج هي الدولة أو هي المكان اللي ممكن نزوره من غير فيزا، من غير تأشيرة، ودي حاجة مهمة جدا لازم نبقى عارفينها، علشان في كتير بيبقى مش عارف فاهم إنه هيروح هناك يبقى لازم ياخد تأشيرة. والمفروض إن في ظل التوسعات اللي حاصلة في مصر والتنمية ومنطقة قناة السويس وما لهونج كونج من خبرة في المواني وفي التعامل في التجارة الدولية، احنا بنثير انتباههم جدا واهتمامهم، وعندهم ترتيبات للاستثمار في المنطقة عندنا كبيرة. فيهمنا ان لقائنا معاه يكون مثمر، ونسأل الأسئلة اللي احنا عايزينها، نفهم أكتر ونتعاون معاهم ونستفيد قدر ما نستطيع في هذه الفرصة للتنمية. أشكركم ومش هطول، وهدي الكلمة للزميل مستر مصطفى إبراهيم، هو نائب رئيس لجنة الصين، يعني عارف علاقتنا بالصين والتنمية مع الصين تعمل ايه. اتفضل مصطفى.
صباح الخير. أول حاجة نحب نشكر الوفد اللي جرسه مستر بيري والوفد المرافق ليه على إن هم خدوا الوقت والجهد يجوا لنا هنا ونتكلم معاهم ونشوفهم. مفيش شك إن السنتين اللي فاتوا من بعد تغيير القيادة السياسية كان الاتجاه تملي في الوقت الحالي اتجاه شرقا. ولما بنتكلم اتجاه شرقا عادة بنتكلم على اقتصاديات ضخمة وعلى بوبيليشن ضخم وعلى اقتصاديات نامية بشكل كبير، لكن يظل في منطقة الشرق الأقصى تملي في نجمتين مضيئتين، سنغافورة وهونج كونج. طبعا سنغافورة احنا الفترة اللي فاتت اتغطت إعلاميا بما فيه الكفاية، النهارده بنتكلم على هونج كونج. هونج كونج هي منطقة زي ما الجميع يعلم الفترة اللي فاتت أو في فترة قصيرة جدا أصبحت الهب بتاع منطقة الشرق الأقصى بالكامل من ناحية الاستثمارات وحجم التبادل المالي. الحاجة الثانية هي أكبر دولة تقريبا في قطاع اللوجستيات الجوية أكثر من سنغافورة، وثالث فرصة موجودة في الشرق الأقصى. كل الحاجات دي مهيئة إن هي تخلق جو عام من النمو السريع. احنا الكلام ده بنسميه، احنا عندنا باللغه العربيه بنسميه معجزه، لكن هم بالنسبه لهم هي عباره عن شغل دائم متواصل، تعليم، قياده، وضوح الرؤيه لما هو قادم. كل الكلام ده احنا محتاجينه الفتره القادمه. مفيش شك ان التعاون ما بيننا وما بين هونج كونج الفتره اللي جايه هو تعاون مهم ومحمود. في بعض الحاجات اللي احنا بننظر لها في هذا التعاون واللي هم برضه بينظروا لها، في حاجتين مهمين جدا. المشروع الاول هو مشروع قناه السويس، وطبعا مفيش افضل من هونج كونج وسنغافوره يكونوا افضل ناس يستثمروا ويفهموا من جديه الاستثمار وعائد الاستثمار في المناطق اللوجستيه. الحاجه الثانيه انه في النهارده اعلنت الصين بالتزامن مع قناه السويس طريق الحرير الجديد. طريق الحرير الجديد ده اساسه انه احياء الطرق الجديده ما بين او احياء طريق جديد ما بين الصين ومنطقه اوروبا والشرق الاوسط وافريقيا. طبعا القديم ما كانش فيه لا الشرق الاوسط ولا افريقيا اللي كان بيشوف بيروح عن طريق رئيس رجاء صالح، فهم مكتوب وصل اخر نقطه بالنسبه لنا، هو عامل ماشي بروحين، روح ماشي من خلال القطر توصل ايطاليا، والنقطه الثانيه ده بري، والبحر يصل عندنا في العين السخنه تقريبا. فاهميه الطريق ده ايه بالنسبه للتعامل مع هونج كونج؟ طبعا الصين احنا فاهمين ان هي في الفتره اللي جايه عايزه ترفع حجم تجارتها حسب ما اعلنت هي نفسها. حجم التجاره البينيه بينها وما بين افريقيا 194 مليار سنويا في الوقت الحالي، عايزه ترفعها ل 400 مليار على 2020. نفس الحكايه مع الشرق الاوسط، هي حجم التجاره البينيه بتاعتها 254 مليار، عايز ترفعها 600 مليار من على 2020. طبعا ده هدف لكن له اليات. الاليات لازم يكون مصر جزء كبير منها، لان هي حجر الزاويه ما بين افريقيا وما بين الشرق الاوسط وما بين الصين. الاعتقاد الشخصي انه الفتره اللي جايه التعاون اللي بيننا وما بين هونج كونج ان احنا نستفيد من حجم التجاره دي او الرغبه في زياده حجم التجاره دي. هم عندهم تسهيلات وعندهم لوجستيات وعندهم نظام بنكي محترم جدا، زائد احترامهم للتعاقدات بشكل افضل من المينلاند الصين. اعتقد كل الادوات دي كلها هتورينا اهميه الزياره بتاعت النهارده واهميه العلاقات المستقبليه. اعتقد بما تملكه هونج كونج من خبرات متراكمه على فترات قصيره ولكنها كبيره في نفس الوقت، وحاجتنا في المرحله الحرجه اللي احنا بنمر بيها للتعاون مع الشركاء الفعليين او الشركاء اللي يقدروا يفيدوا اقتصادنا، اعتقد مفيش افضل من هونج كونج في المرحله القادمه. وفي نفس الوقت انا مره ثانيه بشكر مستر بيري والوفد المرافق على قدرته وعلى الجهد اللي خدوه عشان يجوا يوضحوا لنا ويتكلموا معانا. واشكرك.
شكرا.
Hello. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Very good. So, first of all, on behalf of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, I would like to officially thank the EBA for their continuous support to our activities here in Egypt. And also, I would like to especially thank Engineer Hamza and also Mr. Mustafa for their very continuous support. And as Engineer Hamza and Mustafa just speak briefly, actually Egypt is now entering into a new era, okay, with the very exciting Suez Canal projects and related initiatives going on. And actually, before this meeting, I have a very fruitful meeting with also the Suez Canal Authority to discuss how the way to move forward and to promote the Suez Canal projects, because I trust this is very important for us to work closely together to make these important projects more well known to the business world, okay, through the business platform of Hong Kong. Okay, so we have talked very much about Hong Kong. So, any one of you have never been to Hong Kong, please raise up your hands. Okay, so around maybe 40% of this of our dear audience have never been to Hong Kong. So I think it is better for me, before I start to present more practical business information, just give you some basic information about Hong Kong. So, what is the difference between Hong Kong and mainland China? Anybody? Actually, Hong Kong is part of China. Okay. Actually, we returned to mainland China in 1997, and beforehand we were a British colony. Okay. After 1997, we turned into one of the two so-called special administrative regions in mainland China. Do you know where is the other special administrative regions? Anybody? Yes, Macau, because Macau also returned to mainland China after the Hong Kong in the 90s. Okay, so both Hong Kong and Macau are the two special administrative regions, and we both enjoyed a special system. It's guaranteed by the Constitution in mainland China now. It's called one country, two system. One country, two system. How does it work? Only Hong Kong and Macau can tell you how does it work in the world. Okay, actually, we are still maintaining a very high degree of autonomy. Besides national defense and foreign affairs, which is controlled by the Beijing central government, all other affairs in Hong Kong are controlled by the Hong Kong SAR government. Okay, and we have an independent judiciary system, so we are still practicing the British common law as we were when we were a colony. Now we are still practicing the British common law. We have a different customs and immigrations department. So that's why, while you don't need visa to go to Hong Kong, you need a visa to go to mainland China. Okay, but we are part of China. We are the gateway of mainland China. When China opened up its doors, when does China open up its doors? I have many questions to ask you. Okay. Early 1980s. Okay, when China opened up its doors, Hong Kong people, the Hong Kong business, is the first group of so-called overseas company. Okay, setting up joint venture companies, move their factories to mainland China at that time, early 1980s. In fact, the joint venture license, number one, okay, is between a Hong Kong company and a Chinese company. So you will expect, okay, naturally, the Hong Kong business people over the past 35 years, okay, have already accumulated tremendous experience in doing business in mainland China. Okay, and just Mustafa has just said, actually right now, in the past months, okay, what we are hearing in Hong Kong about the Chinese economic development policy is just 4 words. It's one belt, one road. What is one belt, one road? I will explain to you in my PowerPoint later on. But I would just like to emphasize that actually Hong Kong right now is the gateway of both foreign direct investment inflow and outflow to and from Asia and mainland China. In fact, the FDI inflow ranking and outflow ranking of Hong Kong rank world's number 2. Okay? Only after USA and mainland China in terms of inflow and outflow respectively. Do you know why does it so? Because many business overseas companies like all of you, okay, when they set up their, when they want to go east, okay, when they want to enter the mainland China market, many of them select to use Hong Kong as the business foothold. And they select to open a Hong Kong company and use that Hong Kong company identity to enter the Asia and mainland China market. Vice versa, in the recent years, okay, on the other hand, many mainland Chinese enterprises, because now China is economically getting stronger, and many of them are very interested to invest overseas. Okay, like the One Belt One Road policy, they have massive outward investment program. Okay, many of these mainland Chinese state-owned enterprise or private enterprises, they also set up their own Hong Kong companies and use that Hong Kong identity to invest outward. Okay, So the both directions converge in Hong Kong. So that's why I am just telling you, actually Hong Kong is a cluster of both outward investment and inward investments from all over the world. Okay, so I would strongly recommend not just the Suez Canal Authority, but all of you, okay, to use better of Hong Kong. Okay, and also, do you also hear the wording SMEs? Do you know what is SMEs? Small and medium-sized enterprises. Okay, actually, we are the whole Middle East and Africa are talking about these three words, because as you know, some journalists also ask me what is the effect of the oil price drop recently. Actually, the most direct effect is that more government are paying more attention to the development and diversify the economy. And what is the most important sector to diversify the economy? Of course, is the development of the SME sectors, right? And actually, 90% of Hong Kong's economic force, okay, the companies are being classified as SMEs. Okay, so that means if you are in the SME sector, you will find lots of new contacts and opportunities in Hong Kong to do new business. Especially, they have very good experience and may even learn some bad lessons from doing business in mainland China, right? So these are something that we also would like. I would also like to make some practical advice to you. Okay, so talking about how to expand your business in Hong Kong and via Hong Kong to the other part of the world. Actually, the most practical things that you can do is to use our services provided by our Hong Kong Trade Development Council. And also, the next thing that you may think of, okay, besides traveling visa-free to Hong Kong, do you know that you can, just by sitting here in Cairo, within 2 weeks' time, and by paying around $2,000 US, you can set up a 100% owned company in Hong Kong, a virtual company, without an office, okay, but have a company entity in Hong Kong. Okay, we have lots of service providers and accountants in Hong Kong that can help you to open up this kind of virtual company in Hong Kong. And if you are interested after this meeting, we are more than happy to provide you a listing of all those company service providers that are in this kind of business, so that you can consider to open your operations in Hong Kong without even getting there. Okay, so what are the advantages of opening up a Hong Kong company? The most apparent advantage is that, okay, you can sign your contracts with those Chinese partners in the entity of a Hong Kong company. Okay, and probably some of them may be more willing to give you, to do business with you, and also to offer more discounts to you, okay, because they are dealing with a Hong Kong company. And also, you can also open up your bank account in Hong Kong, okay, and maybe also your RMB, the Chinese currency accounts in Hong Kong. For your information, besides Hong Kong is a world-class global financial center, Hong Kong is also the world's most important renminbi offshore management center, the Chinese currency. Okay, all the management of outflow, because Chinese currency till in the moment is not freely convertible. Okay, so the Hong Kong, the banks in Hong Kong will also support you to use how to use the RMB more effectively and to save some interest when doing business with mainland China, especially if you have a Hong Kong company. Okay, so and also, I think many of you are signing contracts okay, with those Chinese suppliers, right, in US dollar, right, not in renminbi. Yeah, but maybe in future you can even consider to sign your contracts in your Hong Kong company identity in RMB, because you are able to do so by the banking system in Hong Kong. Okay, so these are, and also if your Chinese suppliers are able to quote you their price in RMB, of course they will give you more favorable terms because they can avoid the foreign exchange risk. Okay, so these are some very basic but important advantage of using Hong Kong as a business platform. Apart from that, actually I also receive from time to time some sort of complaints about those commercial disputes, okay, between an Egyptian businessman and a Chinese businessman, okay, on all kinds. Some of them are cheating, but some of them are some sort of dispute. In order to solve the commercial dispute, okay, you can also use Hong Kong as a legal arbitration center. Okay, but first of all, you have to add 2 special clauses in your future contract when signing. First of all, the clause should say that both parties agree to use Hong Kong as a legal arbitration center, and both parties agree to use arbitrations instead of going to court when any commercial dispute arising from a specific commercial contract. Okay, and if you want to know the exact terms of the clause that I just suggest, it's very easy. Just go to the website of the Hong Kong Arbitration Center. You just Google Hong Kong Arbitration Center, okay, and then you can go to the web page of the Hong Kong Arbitration Center, and there are standard clauses about doing so. Why is it preferable to conduct arbitration in Hong Kong? First of all, Hong Kong, as I said, we enjoy a different legal system, okay? And actually all the arbitrators in Hong Kong, many of them are retired judges from the courts of Hong Kong. They have been living in Hong Kong for maybe 30 years. So they know how the Chinese people work. And they will be more understandable of your problem and more fair to both parties to solve your commercial dispute. And not to mention in terms of the cost and the confidentiality, because by going to court, your whole case will be posted outside. Okay, everybody knows you have a commercial dispute with a company. But for arbitration, both parties can maintain confidentiality, and the cost and the time is less and less expensive. So these are some of the costs. But if you are interested, you go to the, because of the time, I do not want to go into deeper. But if you would like more about this issue, just go to the website of the Hong Kong Arbitration Center, and you have everything on it. Okay? So much so, my presentation teacher told me that in order to draw audience attention, I cannot use the PowerPoint. So that's why I have been talking in the past 15 minutes on things that I think are the most important for you to keep in mind, so that you don't forget after you come out of this room. Another thing, okay, that you can also, besides, you can immediately open up a Hong Kong company, go to Hong Kong without a visa tomorrow. One more thing that you can do, everyone has your smartphone, right? You can always download our HKTDC, okay? Our abbreviation, that 5 words. Just use the Apple Shop and the Android Shop to download our HKTDC application. and you can gain access to all our promotional events, our exhibitions, and also you can also source the products, okay, directly by the smartphone, and even place your order by using your credit card. We have this new system. And also we have all sorts of research information about doing business in Hong Kong and mainland China available at our application. So I strongly recommend you remember, okay, the things that you can do, okay, download our application so that you can have all the information that I am going to present to you. Okay, so actually I have already conducted a very concise summary of all the things that appeared in this in this PowerPoint, but I would like to go through it a little bit so that you have a visual impression. Okay. By the way, my colleague has also prepared a video for you to take a look, okay, before I continue. So, because 40% of you have never been to Hong Kong, by looking at this video, you get, and also some of them also been to Hong Kong many years ago. Things have changed rapidly, okay. We are even building a bridge to Macau, okay, 42 kilometers. So by next year, if you lose some money in the casino in Macau, you can travel back to Hong Kong by car in 20 minutes and seek for help. Okay, so that is more efficient. Okay, so please take a look.
It seems the whole world comes to Hong Kong every day. Hong Kong is a place where East meets West. The importance of China today is known worldwide. We are at the heart of the Pearl River Delta, one of the most important regions of China.
When it comes to doing business in China, Hong Kong is our cup of tea.
Gateway between China and the rest of the world. This is Asia's downtown.
Asia's most important international financial center.
There's opportunity in every window.
Here, everyone's connected.
I like my meeting with a view. We manage the world's global supply chains from here. Always the right place, always the right time. It gets standing ovation. I'm surrounded by beautiful people. Everyone is treated equally.
What about positive energy?
On s'est jamais sorti Hong Kong.
Tradition and innovations are fashionable here.
Il y avait le style et l'énergie. Regardez.
When it comes to business, comes to life, it is Hong Kong.
The energy and excitement.
The center of Asia at the center of the world.
This is Asia's center stage.
We're on the move.
Nothing is impossible.
We're building the future here.
By the way, I want to add one more very important thing about doing business in Hong Kong. Apart from Hong Kong right now is the world's second best, most competitive city, or as compared to a country, because the world's #1 is USA. Actually, in terms of the competitiveness of doing business, Hong Kong is just a city, but it only ranks second only to the USA.
بتحلم بمستقبل أولادك، بتحلم بفيلا ليك ولأسرتك. لو بتحلم بمكان يكون هادي وصحي وآمن وفيه كل الخدمات، مولات، نوادي ومدارس للأولاد، يبقى لازم تحجز معانا قطعة أرض بالقادسية أمام الشروق، بجوار الطريق الدائري الإقليمي أمام المركز الطبي العالمي. يعني تقدر تحصل على قطعة أرض شاملة جميع الخدمات وتحقق حلمك في المكان اللي هيوفر ليك ولأسرتك الحماية والهدوء. من شركة الصفوة جروب للاستثمار العقاري وتقسيم الأراضي، احصل على قطعة أرض مسجلة وكاملة المرافق وبالحراسة. ادفع 14,000 جنيه واستلم قطعة أرض بالقادسية. اتصل الآن على 011.
Me is said by the New York Annual Competitiveness Report. Okay, just take a look at that ranking, and you will know about that. But what do you think are the most important things of doing business, apart from earning more money? Many businessmen would tell me that in terms of doing better business, predictability. Okay, that is what you expect, things there will not be any accidents. Okay, in Hong Kong, one of the best things of doing business is that everything is predictable. That means if you apply for a license, okay, if you open up a bank account, if you do things like this, like that, okay, you can predict after so many days something will happen, okay, and there will not be accident, okay, as simple as that, okay, and that is actually one of the most successful elements, okay, of doing business in Hong Kong. And also the second most important thing, what are the most important things of doing business? Is information. Nowadays, okay, you have to gather adequate and timely information and intelligence in order to get your business running. And actually, Hong Kong is a place for gathering all those business information very quickly and in a timely manner. Okay? And the third thing, of course, after you see this video, you can see why so many international leaders are saying all those good things about Hong Kong. All these are international business leaders. Okay? So actually, the Hong Kong, the connectivity, the business connectivities of Hong Kong is superb. Geographically speaking, okay, you can reach half of the world's population in just 4 hours flight time from Hong Kong. And I just told you, Hong Kong is also undergoing a lot of very new infrastructural projects. Okay, we are building a bridge to Macau, right? And I don't know whether you have tried the high-speed trains in mainland China. Any one of you have tried the high-speed train, 200 kilometers per hour, right? Yeah. Actually, that is the future development of mainland China. Right now, okay, the high-speed train network is developing very rapidly in mainland China. And in a few years' time, you can travel to virtually any parts of mainland China by high-speed train. So actually nowadays, many domestic flights in mainland China are quite redundant already. Okay, not so much passengers because people now select to ride on high-speed train. And for your information, southern China's most important and biggest high-speed train terminal will end up in downtown Kowloon in 2 to 3 years' time. So In other words, if you set up your company in Hong Kong, your salesman, your business development colleague can travel to virtually any parts of mainland China, not just the big city, but even the second or third tier cities, by high-speed train from Kowloon, from downtown Hong Kong, within hours. So that gives you competitive edge. Okay? You will not emphasize traffic congestion, okay, as in other parts of the world. Okay, I have to get to the airport for just 12 kilometers for 2.5 hours. Okay, that is a nightmare for me. Okay, so I think also the superb infrastructure and connectivity of Hong Kong is superb, and this is also very vital to your business. Okay, and lastly, I would also like to, and also I think because of the time, all this PowerPoint, I think we prepare the PowerPoint to file to all the guests? Yes. Okay, so actually after this seminar you can get a file, so all the data actually you can take a look, including trade with Egypt, next, and also how we grow from the old model of just connecting, promoting the Hong Kong business, export to mature market. Okay, we are also helping overseas companies to use Hong Kong's platform now. Next. So, I don't want to elaborate this because this is very self-explanatory. You can take a look, okay? All those opportunities in Asia and mainland China are listed here with all those figures, okay? And actually China right now is still enjoying a GDP growth of 7%, although it experienced a tremendous stock exchange crisis in the last 3 weeks' time, okay? But still, the market is very vibrant. It enjoys 7% GDP growth. Where else in the world can any country now can record a 7% GDP growth? Not many, right? Oh, this is the graphical chart of the so-called One Belt One Road policy that Mustafa just introduced to you. So actually, China has identified around 64 countries, okay, along this ancient Silk Road, the land part and the sea part, okay, to go through all these countries, ultimately to Europe. And China will have tremendous outward investment plan on all kinds of things, infrastructure, ports, anything, okay, to invest among these 60-something countries. And Hong Kong naturally will be the most important business and financial hub to realize and materialize and to coordinate this One Belt One Road plan. So China right now is no longer a production base, but also the world's most important, not just consumer market now, but also a very important outward investment source. Okay. And also, you just say that back a bit, back one page. Did you notice that actually one important trend is going on in mainland China is the so-called urbanization. Okay, China's population is rapidly turning from agricultural population. Those rural villages are rapidly disappearing partly because of the high-speed train development. Okay, so all these lines, okay, they develop many new cities Okay, and these new cities demand everything. Okay, a lady just asked me before the seminar whether she can export fire prevention equipment, right? Yeah, yes, to all parts of the world. I can tell you, okay, with this trend, urbanization trend, China is has demand on everything, okay, from food items to even fire prevention devices, everything. Because the urban population is increasing so quickly, okay, you can see over 55%, okay, from 2014 to around 60% in 2010. So that is the source of the demand of mainland China. Next. So Hong Kong is also the springboard of overseas investments. I don't need to explain because I have already explained to you. And also why Hong Kong? Finding business partners, realizing profits, coping with bureaucracy. One more very important thing. Hong Kong has a special organization. It's called the ICAC, Independent Commission Against Corruption. Okay, this organization is very special because although this is a government department, it only reports to the chief executive of the Hong Kong SAR government. So they need not report to other departments to maintain its neutrality. Okay, so actually Hong Kong is quite transparent in doing business, and also we are relatively not 100% but relatively corruption free. Okay, so that will also help you to do business because you can predict. Okay, you can predict. There is no surprise, no accident. Okay, when you are dealing with Hong Kong government and also other private enterprises in Hong Kong. Okay. So I think in terms of the time, just turn to the TDC activities. Okay, the tax system. Okay, tax system Hong Kong. I can explain to you 10 seconds. Only corporate tax, profit tax 16.5%. That's it. Okay, that is Hong Kong's taxation system. Hong Kong itself is a free port. Anything entering, leaving Hong Kong, including your money, is free of any restriction. Okay, except cigarette and those liquor with high alcoholic content. Even red wine can import and export of Hong Kong free of tariff right now. So what our council is doing, actually we are the matchmaker. Okay, so we can connect you with all those business opportunities that I talked about in Hong Kong. And where what are the platforms we have? Okay, besides the mobile platform, we are also one of the world's largest exhibition organizer. In fact, we are the owner of the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. So you can also visit some of our trade fairs and conferences in Hong Kong. Actually, I also talked to the Suez Canal Authority and also invite them to visit our Asia Logistic and Maritime Conference as well as our Asia Financial Forum. But apart from this kind of service-related forum, we also have a list of product events. Okay? Every year we organize 40 international trade fairs. Okay? And actually, 4 of them are right now ranked world's #1 in terms of exhibitors and buyers. And around 7 of them Asia's #1. So I think in your information kit you will have a calendar of all our events. I don't want to elaborate. And this is our online marketplace. You can even source the products online. Next. And we have the research information. that you can also rely on. I just talked about the conferences. And right now, our council do have an office network of over 40 international offices. And Egypt is served by my office, which is located in Dubai. So you are welcome to contact myself or my colleague Karim Ali, who is an Egyptian. So he speaks your language. Okay, I don't speak Arabic. I only know how to say Assalamu alaikum and shukran. Okay, but we have your local people who speak your language to help your future ventures or participation in some of our events in Hong Kong. And I look forward to serving the Egyptian business community in better use Hong Kong to, most importantly, earn more money. Okay, so I hope you have a prosperous business in the upcoming years, and I look forward to seeing you in some of the events in Hong Kong. And by the way, if you come over to Dubai, also you can drop by to our office and have a chat. So lastly, thank you again for your attendance, and also I would like to thank the Egyptian Businessmen Association for coordinating this and co-organizing this event with the Trade Development Council. Thank you very much. So,
thank you, Mr. Funk, very much for the presentation, for the video, and for the information given to us about your beautiful Hong Kong country or city. Good, and we would be keen to try to visit again, and maybe whoever would like to set a company over there, we might contact you to facilitate for us the contact.
yes, and I can also introduce to you the best seafood restaurant in Hong Kong. Try, okay?
Great.
Steamed fish, just try it.
Great. Well, now I think we move to the questions and answers, and ask Mr. Mustafa who has questions.
طبعا اتفضلوا. طبعا البرزنتيشن كانت واضحه في حاجات كتير، لكن ما زال في بعضها اكيد مجال للاسئله كتير، فتفضلوا.
مدحت رمضان General Manager لستار تكنولوجي. We working in field of security system installation service company. So you spoke about a virtual company in Hong Kong, and I need to know how to create a real company in Hong Kong to make services for the new cities. You spoke about it. What about the cost to create a company, a real company in Hong Kong? And what about the language I can use to serve the Hong Kong population or China population? I have to learn Chinese language, or I can use English language? Thank you.
First of all, both Chinese and English is the official language of Hong Kong. You can even use you can use both language even in the court of Hong Kong. Okay, so English is very, very popular in Hong Kong, and so I think I trust. And also nowadays, the business sectors even in mainland China knows English. Yeah, so I think you will not have any difficulties even if you don't know Chinese. But of course, if you know some Chinese, then the communication will be better. Regarding your question of opening up a physical company and the cost, well, it depends on the office area primarily, because the rental differs a lot in the grade A office and other less expensive district. So I cannot answer your question, but you can have a look at the website of the Invest Hong Kong website, Invest Hong Kong. Okay, and that is another Hong Kong organization which is responsible to take care of all those companies who want to set up a physical office or to set up your operation in Hong Kong. They even can assist you to find school place in the international school for your children, as detailed as that. Okay, so I would also like to, if you want to set up your physical company, you can also contact our council and we will talk about that. But I think, as I said, okay, I cannot tell you an answer because the rental may differ a lot of your office area. Okay.
Salah Abdel Masoud, Trendy Company. We ask about the direct airlines between Cairo and Hong Kong, between like Cathay Pacific and Egypt Air.
Well, I am not from the Cathay Pacific, but I would definitely relay your demand to the CX people. Yeah. Thank you. I am not in a position to answer this. Thank you. But of course, I would love to see this happen. Yeah.
Yes, Rami Issam, Executive Manager for Contracting and Trading Company in Egypt. Yeah, I want to ask you for some, as you said, you want to invest in Suez Canal project. So I want to ask for the investing projects that you have already doing in Dubai. Can you give us some examples for these projects that Hong Kong government invested in Dubai?
First of all, let me clarify a bit. I do not represent the Hong Kong government. The Hong Kong Trade Development Council is a semi-government trade promotional organization, and we do not have actual investment project to invest, okay, on behalf of the council. Okay, we are the bridge which link up all those potential investors to those potential project owners. And we have many platforms to do so. For example, our Asian Financial Forum and our other forum, we do have those kind of project presentation and deal flow section to link up all those potential investors and project owners. For your information, of course, there are some sort of investments like hotels and other infrastructural projects by Hong Kong companies in not just the UAE, but in other parts of the Middle East. But I do not have a specific project to explain to you, but just to clarify, we are the matchmaker to matchmake all those opportunities. Okay?
I thank you for your introduction that you did. You forgot one thing, that Hong Kong is where you can make a fortune in a day. This is your slogan. I visited Hong Kong minimum of 50 times.
Thank you.
Now adding Macau, now you can lose a fortune in a day. I hope not. My first question was about establishing a physical company in Hong Kong. You probably answered this by saying that to visit, that invest in Hong Kong. Now I want to know, if I have a company in Hong Kong, I think it comes with the territory that I will have a residency in Hong Kong. Is that correct or not?
Let me clarify one very clear point. Okay. Everyone in the world can open up a company in Hong Kong, okay, except maybe some special forbidden countries, okay? And this is not directly related to your status of residency in Hong Kong. The two things are independent. While you are the owner of a Hong Kong company, does not necessarily we give you a company residency in Hong Kong. Okay, but I think we have sort of those kind of investment immigration plan by the Hong Kong government. So maybe you can, if you are interested, you can solve over. I can give you some information regarding this. We have different categories for overseas and also for mainland Chinese people. Yeah. So in short, the two things are independent. Okay, independent.
Okay. Now you've mentioned kindly that if we add a paragraph in our contracts that we will settle our disputes through the arbitration of Hong Kong. Most of us here have disputes with Chinese companies. So would this arbitration decision enforced by the Chinese authority or not?
Let me explain this to you. Of course, the answer is yes. Okay, all arbitration results are being interpreted and implemented as court orders in not just mainland China, but in all participation countries of those special treaty. Okay, I think around maybe 40 or 50 countries all over the world. You can implement your court order and chase the money. Even that person run out to another country, so long as that country are within this arbitration treaty. Okay, so in short,
most important, that is it enforced by the Chinese authority?
Yes.
Can I get my money through the Chinese authority?
The first part is yes. The second part I don't know, because whether this is enforceable and whether you can ultimately get back your money is not related.
It is related. I do arbitration so I can get my rights.
Yeah, they are going to implement your order, but whether you ultimately, maybe they cannot find, the police cannot find the company. They cannot find the person, but in short, okay, the arbitration orders is as good as a court order in mainland China, and it is enforceable, and they are bound to be enforced by those Chinese enforcement authorities. Okay, so clear enough. Yeah.
عن سر حبي لفودي، تعالوا معايا. علشان فودي بتقدم لنا اكلات بيتي مصريه معلبه بتتجهز في اقل من 5 دقائق. افتح، سخن، كل. الله، فودي خضار متنقي بالوحده، ما فيهوش اي مواد حافظه وبطعم الاكل البيتي. فودي يتحب.